Yo, what's good, y'all? Man, we got food theory. This TikTok drink is the best, worst idea ever. So hey, like it up, sub, hit the bell if you new. And yeah, let's get it. I don't know what TikTok drink they talking about, but hey, we gonna find out. Okay.
Just when I thought I was done covering stupid Gen Z TikTok trends, they pull me back in. This time, the liquid isn't a pink sauce, it's not even NyQuil. It's BORG. Not that BORG, this BORG. I know, it looks a lot less
You talk about, I never seen that on TikTok. That's what it's called, BORG?
cool, right? That's saying a lot because, you know, we're talking about Star Trek. Cool and Star Trek, never really synonymous with each other. Hello, Internet! Welcome to
food theory.
Food theory, where the only thing we're imbibing in excess is knowledge. So let's just talk about the latest Gen Z craze sweeping the campuses of US universities. Excuse me, what was that? Oh, okay, yeah. The latest Gen Z craze that's been sweeping the campuses of US universities for the last several years. Yeah, once again, the mainstream media is a little bit late on the uptake for this one. What you see before you on
I know, I heard that shit.
screen is a liquor store.
Shit, did y'all heard that shit, y'all? Let me know comment below. Did y'all heard that shit?
A jug cheekily named the BORG. This thing has been making headlines lately, not
What is a blackout rage gallon? BORG. TikTok binge drinking trend is blamed for putting college students in the hospital. Damn. 20 ambulance call at UMass. Damn, they going crazy. That shit is going crazy. What's the board? Gen Z's hangover proof TikTok trend become a sample for warning off drinking dangerous. Damn.
not just because of its incredibly dangerous premise, but also because of its looks, which
Wait, it's an alcohol drink?
are somewhere between overly hydrated gym bro and the Beverly Hillbillies. If you've never seen one of these things, the BORG, or Blackout Rage Gallon, is basically everything that you see here. Gallon jug, unidentifiable liquid inside, usually
Grab 1 gallon water.
a bright color that's reminiscent of a culty Kool-Aid,
Oh, okay. 1 gallon water, and you put that.
and a gaggle of college tailgaters sloshing them around at hip height, slinging back a few gulps, and then
So basically, like, so you just mix some. That's what it is. You just mix some shit in.
recapping. It is hard to describe just how unappealing these things look from the outside, but the Blackout Rage Gallon seems to be the apparent edgelord of the drinking game world, and it's recently made the rounds on TikTok.
Oh, it's drinking. Oh, okay. Well, oh, it's probably. I mean, like, oh, just mix some shit in there. That's what it is. Just mix all that.
Talk with lots of confused and angry commentary. Gen Z's rendition of Freshman Fun here has garnered over 85 million views across the platform. And honestly, it's not hard to understand why once you learn that the recipe for one of these things involves a practically
half gallon water. Okay. Oh, bottle of vodka. Flavoring.
lethal
Okay.
dose of alcohol thrown into a random unlabeled jug. Safety, thy name is not BORG. So what exactly is in this thing? While each individual BORG may be lovingly handcrafted to meet the drinker's needs, your typical BORG contains roughly a half gallon or 1.9 liters of water. So off the bat, you better be hoping that you're planning a party near the restroom. Even
Oh yeah, I'm about to say you gonna go bathroom a lot. You know, alcohol that goes straight to your body, straight to your. You know what I'm saying? No cap.
the most elastic bladder is gonna be needing it after
Yeah, I'm saying before you know what I mean. You better hit the bathroom right quick. You better go near the bathroom while you dancing.
a couple swigs of this puppy. And if you're an absolute mad lad when it comes to hydration, some people are even throwing in electrolyte packets like Liquid IV.
Oh man, they doing some. Oh, they doing extra shit. They might as well throw in that honey pack.
There to try and offset what comes next in the recipe, a whopping fifth of alcohol, 750
Man, that ain't bad. I mean, as long as you don't drink all that shit. Well, I know most people drink all that shit. So yeah.
milliliters. For reference, that is an entire bottle of Sky vodka. That is 17 servings of alcohol.
Yeah, but I mean, that's if you drink all that. Do you drink all the bottle? They probably do drink all of it. That's why they.
All right in your actual fingertips. Next, you're gonna want to make sure that you'll taste absolutely none of that alcohol by drowning it in.
Yeah, of course they're gonna put some flavor in it. Some Kool-Aid or some Red Bull or some goddamn lemonade or raspberry or some shit.
Flavor enhancers. The standard choices seem to be Mio Black Cherry or Kool-Aid Tropical Punch, because I love my alcohol to remind me of elementary school snack time. And there it is. Boom, done. Your BORG.
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your board. So that's what it is. Okay.
BORG is
just mix some bullshit in. That's your drink.
complete. It all adds up to a gallon of fun and a whole lot of hospital visits. In case you couldn't tell,
I'm about to say. I mean, that's you. I mean, how you go to the hospital for that shit?
I'm
I mean, they probably drink the whole shit then.
approaching this quote-unquote beverage
They probably drink the whole shit then. That's fine.
with some sober skepticism, since at the outset this seems to be nothing if not a completely terrible idea. But what if it's not? What if there's an appeal here that we're overlooking? I mean, taking a glance at this thing, the redeeming qualities would have to be really deeply buried. But what if instead of trashing on something new, we try to find some of its merit instead? Come on, hold your nose. Let's take a swig of this
It's not what the internet is for.
BORG-tastic trend, so at the end of the episode you could honestly review to tell me in the comments whether you think this idea is sickeningly
It's pretty clever.
smart or still just sickening.
Nah, this is sickening.
Down the hatch, my fellow theorists. Now, the BORG is purely a product of college day drinking culture. Thing is basically a bucket of cheap alcohol. It's not about trying to craft the most elegant tiki drink for your tri-delt luau. This is about getting trashed for pennies on the dollar. But just how bad is the BORG? Like I mentioned before, the traditional BORG recipe contains 17 servings of alcohol. Probably don't need to count on your fingers to guess that that one is probably a bit more than you should be having. The definition of binge drinking is 4 drinks or more for a female and 5 drinks or more for a male within a
I ain't know that.
2-hour period.
I mean, I know that, but you know, I ain't know. I mean, you know, we just drink.
Something that is uncomfortably easy to achieve for the BORG-toting for a male within a 2-hour period. Something that is uncomfortably easy to achieve for the BORG-toting masses out there. But that's just if we stop at mere binge drinking. What the BORG actually qualifies for is the other category that you don't usually hear about, high-intensity drinking. True to its name, this kind of drinking, as defined by the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, is an alcohol intake twice or more the gender-specific threshold for binge drinking. So about 8 drinks for a female and 10 for a male, which again puts us just over the 50% mark for a single BORG. Now, I hear ya. A gallon of anything is a lot, alcohol or otherwise. That's where the flavorings come in, which introduces a whole other set of problems into this
You
recipe.
don't taste a bit when you put some shit on it.
You see, the traditional version of the BORG involves a full bottle of Mio Black Cherry flavoring, but you're not just dropping in a bunch of artificial colors and sweeteners there. What you're also adding in there is caffeine, and a lot of it. The Mio Black Cherry contains an
Oh yeah, the energy shit. Okay.
eye-watering 1,080
You adding, oh damn, damn y'all. Okay, I see y'all. Shit, yeah, y'all. Okay.
milligrams of caffeine. I kind of feel like I've had it out for caffeine in recent episodes, especially for a guy who drinks a fair share of caffeine myself, but even by my standards, that is an over-the-top amount of caffeine, and it is well into the realm of dangerous. As we discussed in the Panera Lemonade episode, the FDA's recommended maximum amount of caffeine is 400 milligrams per day. That is the absolute upper limit. Beyond that, you're running into serious risk of seizures, heart problems, and all kinds of other side effects. But here's the BORG taking that amount of caffeine and doubling it. So high-intensity drinking mixed with caffeine overdose sounds like a pretty bad combination, right? Well, the sum of its parts are actually much worse than you might initially think. In 2005, a group of recent Ohio State graduates got together to create Fusion Products, a company designed to create and distribute a prototype of their new drink, energy beer. Basically, while they were in college, they'd started mixing energy drinks with various alcoholic beverages, and they got a lot of positive feedback, seeing that
I mean, that's what everybody do, right? Mix drinks with Red Bull.
they could make money off of it. They created the drink now known as Four Loko, a flavored beer
I heard about that.
that was infused
I ain't
with
drinking
caffeine. By 2008, this drink was ready for the mainstream US
Four
market,
Loko,
and within
yeah, I
a
heard
year,
about
it had
Four Loko.
exploded in
Everybody like that.
popularity
Some
and was
people like
going international. And then
Each can contains the equivalent of 6 beers and 2 cups of coffee, leading some to call Four Loko blackout in a can or liquid
A
cocaine.
man in New Jersey is suing the makers of an alcohol and caffeine drink called Four Loko because he claims it caused permanent heart damage.
Four Loko played a role in their son's death.
So far, 4 kids in White Plains have been
Damn, they did all that on that drink.
hospitalized with alcohol poisoning.
They still selling that bitch.
His family is suing the makers of Four Loko following his death. The 15-year-old drank 2 cans of Four Loko and was legally intoxicated when he walked
2
into the path
cans?
of an oncoming car.
in 2010, the Food and Drug Administration and
Damn.
Federal Trade Commission sent warning letters to all producers of caffeinated alcoholic beverages. Why? Well,
Wow.
That's good.
Almond breeze? You like the almond breeze I got you. That's so interesting.
What's happening, Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Seeing increased reports of teens getting hospitalized with blood alcohol
Overdose.
contents equal to twice the legal limit. We're all familiar with caffeine in drinks, right? And we've talked on this channel before about the fact that caffeine is a substance the FDA considers to be GRAS, or generally recognized as safe. What you probably didn't know, though, is that caffeine's GRAS certification only applies to its use in cola beverages. Start sticking it in alcohol and suddenly you're looking at something the FDA no longer considers to be safe, and for very good reason. You see, caffeine is a neurostimulant, meaning it has the ability to stimulate the central nervous system and dilate your arteries, increasing blood flow to your brain and thereby making you feel more alert. Alcohol, on the other hand, is a little bit more complicated. One of the reasons alcohol seems to have different effects on different people is because it can act as both a stimulant and as a neurodepressant. When you first ingest alcohol, it releases dopamine into your brain, causing a temporary elation or happy feeling, usually the stage where people feel loud and happy and raucous while they're drinking.
Yeah.
Then after a while, the second effect of alcohol kicks in, which is a lot more of a downer. Alcohol affects a neurotransmitter in your brain called GABA. GABA is key to regulating your nervous system. It actually regulates a lot of your core motor abilities like balance, reasoning, and making you feel calmer and more even-keeled. Alcohol disrupts the production of GABA, which is why you feel so many sensory effects of alcohol, from loss of coordination to slurred speech to sleepiness. So what happens when you mix an upper like caffeine with a downer like alcohol? You might initially think that they're just going to cancel each other out, right? But that's not exactly what's going to happen. Because caffeine dilates your blood vessels, making them bigger, it means that they're able to carry more blood. This literally opens up the pathway for more alcohol to get to your brain than would otherwise happen. Wider blood vessels also means more room for alcohol in the blood. That's why patients hospitalized after drinking things like Four Loko had unexpectedly high blood alcohol contents. On top of all of that, caffeine can temporarily keep you awake and alert long enough to believe that you're not getting as drunk as you actually are, fooling your body and your better judgment into drinking way past your normal limits. You're not feeling the alcohol yet, so
Okay.
you're probably safe to keep going. Fast forward to today, where drinks like Four Loko have removed all their caffeine content for all of the
Yeah, so they still selling it and shit then.
reasons we just discussed. But then you have the BORG. The BORG is basically the same story all over again, turning you into a drunken Energizer bunny before turning you into an ER case. And if you think all of this is too sciencey and theoretical, don't have to take my word for it. We've seen this playing out in the real world lately. Earlier this month, 46 students from the University of Massachusetts Amherst were hospitalized due to BORG consumption. It took a total of 28 different ambulances to handle all of
28? Damn.
the cases. So at this point, we've pretty much trashed the idea of this drink, right? There's no coming back from this.
28 is crazy though, I ain't gonna lie.
But what if I told you that in spite of all the terrible things that we've leveled at the BORG so far in this episode, the underlying principle behind why it exists in the first place are actually impressive, commendable even. Don't get it twisted, I'm not saying that this thing is something you should be consuming. It is dangerous on so many levels. It's obviously a bad idea to drink 17 shots of vodka mixed with caffeine. But you know what's a good idea? Not drinking even one shot of someone else's vodka. There are some things out there on college campuses that are just as scary, if not more scary, than drinking in excess. I'm talking about spiked drinks. The rate of drugged or tampered alcohol on college campuses is staggering. Drugs designed to incapacitate victims are extremely prevalent in colleges, with over 300,000
Damn, that's steep.
cases reported every year. And mind you, those are only the cases that are getting reported. In one study done by a University of South Carolina research team, they found that 7.8% of their sample reported incidents in which they'd been drugged. 1.4% said they'd either drugged someone themselves or they knew someone who had drugged someone else. In yet another study from 2016, 44% of men and 56% of women reported accidentally ingesting something spiked without knowing it, mostly during their college years. For women, that is over half. One in
That's crazy.
every 2 people that you see walking around the average college. And over 11% of people reported having been the victim of some type of assault or inappropriate incident in college related to consuming spiked food or drinks. So now that you know the stats, can you think of one thing you might be able to do to make sure your drink is never spiked at a party? Maybe you carry your own. Maybe you make sure it's in a sealed container with a cap that
Yeah, just carry your own drink. That's what I said, bring your own bottle.
only you
Okay.
open and close. Maybe you make sure you make it yourself because you can't trust anything made by someone else in questionable social circumstances. consequences. Suddenly, the reasons for the BORG come clearly into focus. A BORG isn't just about fun, it's about safety. If you're planning on getting drunk, which isn't something that I recommend, but if you're gonna do it anyway, you need to know that even when your judgment isn't great, you don't need to worry about there being extra stuff in your drink that you didn't plan on ingesting. Another brilliant BORG moment, allowing people to adjust their personal level of alcohol consumption without anyone knowing. You ever go to a party where you felt pressured to drink more than you were comfortable with? Maybe someone poured a drink for you that you didn't want or was stronger than you wanted, but because of the social setting, you felt pressured to say yes. On college campuses where drinking culture can sometimes be high pressure, it can be associated with hazing or expected in order to conform, a BORG allows individuals to hide how much they're consuming or not consuming. A look back at TikTok actually shows that among the BORG tags, there's a fair number of non-alcoholic BORG options out there that people are making for everything from curing hangovers to curing COVID. Good luck with that one, I guess. The idea that the BORG...
I got one. They got non-alcohol one.
BORG can look like everyone else.
I know some people making that non-alcohol. I'll make that alcohol one. Shit for that.
Drink without having to conform to everyone else's drink is brilliant. You're able to fit in without having to put yourself at risk. And
so basically just faking like you got the so you can fake that.
Speaking of that COVID thing, I don't think the BORG is going to be curing it, but it's certainly slowing the spread at these parties. Long gone are the days of communal punch bowls or mixing up your red Solo cup with someone else's. With the BORG, you've got your jug, and swigging from that jug is going to be keeping you safe from everyone else's germs. So at the end of the day, while the BORG is still very dangerous, presenting the opportunity to drink yourself way over any recognizable limit when it comes to alcohol and caffeine, two issues that I cannot overly express the dangers of, there is another major side to this story. The BORG allows younger drinkers to control exactly what they're drinking and how much they're drinking. It allows big parties to be at least slightly cleaner, and it provides the ultimate security knowing that your drink is only your drink. You hold onto it, you seal it, you know that it hasn't been tampered with. So you know what, Gen Z? I see it, I get it. Heck, I mostly respect it. The BORG is the best, worst decision that you can possibly have. Maybe if you just found yourself just a smaller bottle, guys, maybe things would be a little bit better. Name it the BORG Baby or something. Be super cute, super kawaii, probably get you a little extra clout in the process. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Thanks for drinking responsibly.
Damn. Hey, let me know what comment below y'all did a BORG though. Let me know what comment below y'all made one. In the comment down below, let me know y'all. Hey, like a little sub, hit the bell, nope. Yeah, peace.